when he came back victorious to Mecca, his head was down. He lowered his head out of humbleness before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was humble. And this is the description of Muslims. And he was our model. And this is why this quality you see not only in him, in everybody who was close to him and taught in his school. You see Umar after him carrying a water container on his back. And when he was the head of the state, during a time when the Islamic State expanded far to the east and far to the west, beyond anybody's dream. And when he was asked, why are you doing this? He said, once I saw delegations coming to me from every region and from every quarter of the earth, something came inside my heart that corrupted my heart. And I'm disciplining myself. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu used to faint and fall on earth because of hunger. He was not to find anything to eat. And he used to live in the masjid 24/7 and eat from the donation of the Muslims. Anybody who give him sadaqah, he eats. But when the riches of the earth was open to all Muslims, he became a governor of a state. But he did not forget his origin, his past. And he used to carry firewood on his back and tell people just stay away from, or he just mind the wood. The Emir is carrying the wood on his back. He did not forget his origin. See the beautiful dealing of the Sahaba with each other. Not forgetting the virtue of each other. Abdullah ibn Abbas is the cousin of Rasulullah, but he is young and junior. Zayd ibn Thabit is one of the senior Sahaba radiallahu anhum, one of the scholars of Muslim. Both of them were scholars. And when Abdullah ibn Abbas, saw Zayd ibn Thabit wanting to ride his animal, he lowered the animal for him and just helped him get on that animal. And he told him, Mahdi ibn Abbas, don't do that. Let me do it by myself. And he told him, هَكَذَا أُمِرْنَا أَن نَفْعَلَ بِكُرَّمَائِهِ. This is how we were taught how to deal with our elders and brothers. But you see what Zayd ibn Thabit did. He told him, show me your hand. So Ibn Abbas never thought about what he will do. And he showed him his hand and he took it and kissed it. And he told him, هكذا أمرنا أن نفعل ببيت رسول الله بأهل بيت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. This is how we are taught how to deal with the family, household of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi, the household family of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You brothers and sisters, these are examples of a humbleness from people who were taught by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a model of humbleness. Who one time saw some lady coming to him. She was shivering, she was like shaking. You know, he was, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a statesman. He was the head of the state. And sometimes people get nervous. And she was very nervous, and he saw her shaking. And he told her that I'm nobody except a servant whose mother used to eat from dry meat. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dear brothers and sisters, this is a reminder of a very important quality that is at the core of Ubudiyya. Ubudiyya servitude to Allah, is the purpose of our existence. And humbleness is at the core of ubudiyah. Ubudiyah is based on two foundations. One, humbleness, submission, humility before Allah, and the second is love and adoration to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, this is humility, and the first foundation, humility and submission to Allah, implies also humbleness toward the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, towards all believers, all Muslims. And remember that the first sin that was committed is the sin of Iblis, who refused to bow down to Adam. Allah commanded him to bow, but he did not. Why? Was he doubtful of the text that, oh, this is weak? Okay, I'm not going to follow that text. No, he was directly commanded by Allah to bow down to Adam, but he refused. Why did he refuse? He refused out of arrogance. So arrogance is an ancient sin, and we have to be very careful and not to fall into the trap of this sin, especially us, especially people who live in this area, especially Ann Arbor. You know, Ann Arbor is number 4 in the list, in the list of the first or the top 100 cities nationwide. It is number 4 in education. You see, one of every 4 in Ann Arbor has a bachelor degree or some degree of a sort. So the knowledge is good, and we have University of Michigan. We have students from University of Michigan, and knowledge is good. Seeking knowledge and having degrees is good, but this should never be the cause of someone being arrogant or feeling too proud, okay, to be a good brother or show brotherhood to his Muslim brothers and sisters. It's very important that we be humble, and we'll talk about some of the verses from the Quran that command us to be humble towards one another. So we are talking about the importance of humbleness. It is a beautiful manner that we should strive to possess. We mentioned, you see, 2 bad examples about arrogance, which is opposite to humbleness, and 2 good examples, okay, of humbleness, because humbleness is revealed when someone has power or has knowledge or has wealth. Okay, here you see our genuine manner appears. Are we deceived by whatever we have given of bounties of Allah, or we recognize that we by default are ignorant, and whatever knowledge we enjoy is from Allah? We are by default weak. Whatever strength we have is from Allah. We by default are poor. Whatever wealth we have is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The question, where you find humbleness in the Quran? There are several ayats that talk about humbleness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has praised humble people in the Quran when He said, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. The servants of the most gracious, the most merciful Allah, are those who walk humbly on earth. You know, even the humbleness is in our style of walking. One time, Malik ibn Dinar, so the son of one famous and rich and powerful leaders of the Muslims, walking arrogantly, and he told me, you shouldn't do that. You rather be humble. And he told him, أَوَلَا تَدْرِي مَنْ أَنَا? You don't know who I am? You want to tell him, I am son of Al-Muhallak. This person has opened, you see, all the lands, you see, in the east, and he was very successful commander and became very rich, and he was very generous and good. And he told him that أنا أعرف جيدا المنام أولك نطفة مذرة وآخرك جيفة قذرة وأنت بين ذلك تحمل العذرة. He told him, I know, of course, he wanted to discipline him because he saw a bad behavior. Nothing that is more repulsive than arrogance. He told him, yes, I know, you are someone who started from a mere drop of sperm. And your end is a stinky carcass. And in between, you walk carrying with you filth. Okay, and it is very important for us to remember, dear brothers and sisters, our origin, who we are. This is why Allah reminds us in the Quran, and reminds especially the disbelievers and the pagans of their origin, and how would you be that arrogant in your dealing with Allah while He created you from nothing. You are nothing that is mentioned. He says, for example, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الْإِنسَانُ أَنَّا خَلَقْنَاهُ مِنْ نُطْفَةٍ فَإِذَا هُوَ خَصِيمٌ مُبِينٌ. Is not man aware that we have created him from a mere droplet of sperm? And all of a sudden he became an open adversary, open opponent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he told him that and he changed his behavior and started walking humble. Allah also said, أَذِلَّةٍ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, humble towards the believers. This humbleness is out of compassion and mercy. And therefore he said, رُحَمَاءُ بَيْنَهُمْ, merciful towards one another. They deal with each other with love and compassion. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, describing the true believers, that al-mu'minuna hayyinuna layyinun. The believers are easygoing and humble. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also mentioned the quality of the people who will be prohibited upon the hellfire. He said, كل قريب هين لين سهل. 4 qualities. And they all revolve around being humble, easygoing, soft, and dear and near to people and to heart. So this is some sample of the Quran and Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ that asks us to be humble. The most important question is, what's humbleness? And Rasulullah ﷺ defined humbleness by defining its opposite, and that is arrogance. He said that al-kibru bataru al-haqqi wa ghamtu an-nas. Kibr, which is arrogance, is the rejection of the truth and the belittling of people, which means by implication that humbleness is to submit to the truth and respect people and to give them their rights. This we understand also from, you see, another hadith wherein the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّهُ قَدْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَن تَوَاضَعُوا فَلَا يَفْخَرْ بَعْضُكُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ وَلَا يَبْغِي بَعْضُكُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. That indeed it has been revealed to me that you should be humble towards one another. So no one should be boastful or brag, you see, about himself in front of others, and no one should transgress against others. It is as this from the hadith we understand also by implication that transgression and boasting are contrary to humbleness. So these are the components of humbleness: to submit the truth, regardless of the source of this truth, whether it is someone we love or we hate, somebody young or old, one who is Muslim or non-Muslim. When it comes to the truth is accepted because of its merit. You know, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has endorsed a true statement for the shaitan. Shaitan said something to Abu Huraira, which was true. He told him, صَدَقَكَ وَهُوَ كَذُوبٌ. He has spoken the truth to you, even though he is a major liar. So he recognized, he separated from the fact that he is liar, and he is bad, but in this incident, he was spoken the truth. So we expect the truth, and the major source of the truth is revelation, the book of Allah and the Sunnah of Rasulullah. So humbleness implies that we submit to what is in the book of Allah and submit to what is in the Sunnah of Rasulullah, and not reject or object or question, you see, these sources for any reason. And if we do this is, humbleness is one of those manners that bring the heart together and unite the Muslim, because there is nothing more repulsive to people than arrogance. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us be humble. And again, humbleness is submission to the truth and respecting, giving people their rights and respecting them, appreciating people, not discrediting people. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وأقم الصلاة.